This presentation will provide an overview of the reporting functionality in Grants Portal due to EMMIE decommissioning. As you may have heard, EMMIE will be decommissioned later this year. As EMMIE is decommissioned and legacy events are fully migrated over to Grants Manager in Grants Portal, they will become the system of record and EMMIE will no longer be updated. As mentioned earlier, the webinar today will review the functionality in Grants Portal for reporting with the decommissioning of EMMIE. Please be aware that you will not have access to some of the functionality unless your event has been migrated from EMMIE to Grants Portal, or you are working on an event that was declared after January 15th, 2024. Although EMMIE and Grants Portal are different, we have attempted to make the reports as similar as much as possible. As a result, the reports will look different. All right, so here is a view of EMMIE. The first image is a view from EMMIE internal. This is what FEMA sees. The second image is a view from EMMIE external, and this is what the recipient views. The third image from EMMIE is the applicant's view, the subgrantee. The P.4 Project Completion and Certification Report and the P.5 Public Assistance Grant Summary Report are only available to the recipient. So here are the reports. The D.1 Project Worksheet Report. It generates a list of all project worksheets for each applicant, and it displays the project amount, bundle number, review, completion, and obligation dates. The equivalent report can be found in Grants Portal or Grants Manager by selection of fields from the project list page. The recovery transition process also contains an embedded table that replaces what the D1 was used for in the RTM. The S.3 Applicant Status Report provides project-level information for obligation dates and status of each project. It does not provide financial amounts. The equivalent report can be found in Grants Portal and Grants Manager with selections of fields from the project list page. The P2 Project Application Grant Report provides visibility on approved amounts and activity completion deadlines at the project level. This report also provides a summary of facility names, locations, and scope of work. The equivalent report can be found in Grants Portal or Grants Manager under the Applicant Profile Report from the Applicant Profile page. The P4 Project Completion and Certification Report allows recipients to certify along with the applicants that the work has been completed. This is normally used to support the closeout of those small projects not needing to go through the closeout inspection report process. The equivalent report can be found in Grants Portal and the Report and Intelligence section Closeout Report. The P5 Public Assistance Grant Summary provides visibility on all accepted award transactions for particular events. This replaces the S1, and this report can be found in Grants Portal under the Report and Intelligence section for the OCFO report. We will go into more detail and do a demo on these as well. All right, so just to note, some of these screenshots will not have any event or applicant-specific information. We have redacted that information to comply with all PII requirements. So here's a screenshot of what the D1 Project Worksheet report looks like in EMMIE. We are viewing this as an EMMIE external. The D1 provides that overview of project version amounts, obligation dates, and activity completion deadlines, along with the category of work, eligibility, and work completion percentage. The report also provides a summary of the number of projects by category of work and the total amount by category of work by applicant. It can be filtered by one or multiple applicants. This report was not recreated in Grants Manager because equivalent information can be obtained from the project list page in either Grants Portal or Grants Manager. Additionally, versions granularity will be available in the P.5 report available in the Intelligence section, the OFCO report. So you can see here in the EMMIE external view, you can filter this by county, by applicant, or by category of work. And then again, this is the screenshot of the D1 project worksheet report. And the next slides will go field by field to show the equivalencies in Grants Portal and Grants Manager. So here you can see I have an applicant ID number that has been redacted, an applicant subdivision, Adams County. The equivalent information is found in Grants Portal under subrecipient, have the applicant name and the FITS number, that PAID number. Here you can see we have project worksheet number in EMMIE. In Grants Portal, we have a project number and a PW number. We will continue to utilize the PW number, so that will continue to be available to all. Category of work. EMMIE had category ABC, whatever it was. Here we have C. You can see that Grants Portal gives you a little bit more information. You have C's, roads and bridges. So if it was a category B project, it may say emergency protective measures, or it may say donated resources. So we get a little more granular in the portal system than we did in EMMIE. Here you can see we have eligibility in EMMIE, yes or no. In Grants Portal, it breaks it down into process step and status. Any project in the process discontinued status here is not eligible, and you can filter out by dropping down these filters and only filter for your active eligible projects. Here you have cost share. In EMMIE, it just said yes or no. Grants Portal is going to break it down and show you the actual cost share of that project. EMMIE shows project amount 100%. Grants Portal is going to show a total project cost. These are the same number, project amount 100%, and total project cost is an equivalent one-to-one information. A one-to-one equivalent field does not exist for inspection date, initial review, and final review. However, Grants Manager has extensive selections of dates to track progress of the projects through the project process step. These date fields can be added from the Show Hide column in the project list page. Use your Show Hide column and you could add any of these dates that would be relevant to the information you're trying to gather. In the Show Hide columns, you can add the work completion percentage, and Grants Portal is equal to the percent complete in EMMIE. The actual completion date is currently gathered in two places. In EMMIE, there's a projected and actual date. In Grants Manager, Grants Portal, the project will be updated to 100% complete when a completion date is entered during closeout. Select the Show Hide columns and add actual completion date and work completion percentage. You can filter these Show Hide columns down. Here we typed in the word completion, so it only gave us the selections that had the word completion in the choice. For obligated dates, Grants Portal, Grants Manager provides the initial date obligated and the last date obligated. You can see EMMIE did the requested and the processed, but it is a one-to-one information. Grants Manager and Grants Portal does not handle the bundle number concept the same way EMMIE does, so it's not a field available from the list page. So you will no longer see that bundle number. So this is the D1 project worksheet report. Also provides a summary of the number of projects by category of work and the total amount by category of work and by applicant. In Grants Manager, FEMA will navigate to the applicant profile and conduct the recovery transition meeting. The same information that is in EMMIE was recreated and is shown as part of the RTM process. So you can see it breaks down a little bit further, number of small projects, number of large projects, and total of all the PWs for each category of work. The D1 can be created for the applicant or can be created by the recipient for all subrecipients. The project filters allow you to customize by all projects or a specific event. Once you filter by all or the event only to recreate the information from the D1, you use the show hide columns. You will not need these 5 selections. So you will remove these and then you will add these 7 selections to give you the data as we pointed out in the previous slides. Future development will include being able to add actual completion date and work completion percentages. So using the show hide columns, you're going to remove these, you're going to add these, and then you will save that filtered list and can create a tile so you do not have to recreate this every time. You can go ahead and save that and have a D1 tile set, and we will demonstrate that later in this presentation. So moving on to the S.3 Applicant Status Report, here's what it looks like in EMMIE. And again, this is from EMMIE External View. So the S3 provides project level information for obligation dates and status of each project. It does not provide financial amounts. This report also provides a summary of a number of projects by category of work and the total amount of category of work by applicant. It can be filtered by one or multiple applicants. This report was not recreated in Grants Manager because equivalent information can be obtained from the project's list page in either Grants Portal or Grants Manager. So here's the screenshot from EMMIE at the S3 report. You can see you can filter it by all, applicant, or county, and then you would select Go. Once the criteria populates, then click Generate Report. The S3 Applicant Status Report provides project level information. Equivalent information can be found in the project list page. Grants Manager, Grants Portal does not handle the bundle number concept the same way EMMIE does. In EMMIE, again, it shows the applicant ID and the applicant subdivision name. In Grants Portal, that information is combined under one column under applicant. Again, in EMMIE, it shows the PW number. In Grants Portal, you will have the project number and the PW number. In EMMIE, it shows submission date, initial review, and final review. In Grants Portal and Grants Manager, a one-to-one equivalent field does not exist for the submission date, initial review, and final review. However, Grants Portal and Grants Manager has an extensive selection of dates to track through the progress of the projects through the project process steps. You can select additional dates by using the Show Hide column. You could type date up here to filter out only for those selections that include the word date. In EMMIE, it shows cost share. Again, in Grants Portal, Grants Manager, it shows the actual percent of cost share. In EMMIE, it shows category. In Grants Portal, it's going to show the category B, Emergency Protective Measures. It may have category B, Donated Resources as well, so it gets a little more granular in Grants Portal. In EMMIE, it shows a fund code. In Grants Portal, fund code information can be tracked in the P.5 Grant Summary Report. We'll go further into details on where to find that later in this presentation. So here in EMMIE, it shows obligated. In Grants Portal, it shows the equivalent information under the My Projects page, and then the initial date obligated or the last date obligated. So this is a version 0 project. It has the initial obligated date. Last obligated is the same. So here, because those dates are the same, no, we are not looking at a version project. If we were, then the last date obligated would be post the initial obligation date. In EMMIE, it shows status. In Grants Portal, you will filter that information out by process step and status. The process step and status fields can be used to provide the same context status field provided in EMMIE. So in creating your S3 tile, the filters can be created for just an applicant or can be created by the recipient for all subrecipients. Just like the D1, you can review all projects or filter by the event. If you have created the D1 tile, the S.3 tile can easily be created by deleting the total cost and adding the county, if that's how you would like to sort the projects. So to create the S.3 tile, you will remove these columns, add these columns, and then save that filtered list and create a tile for your S.3 report. Again, we will show that later in the presentation. All right, so moving on to the P2, here's a screenshot of what the P2 project status applicant grant report looks like in EMMIE external. This report provides visibility on approved amounts and activity completion deadlines at the project level. The report also provides a summary of facility names, locations, and scope of work. You can recreate an equivalent report in Grants Manager and Grants Portal by downloading the Applicant Profile Report from the Applicant Profile page in Grants Manager and the Applicant Events Detail page in Grants Portal. In EMMIE, the P2 Project Application Grants Report, you can search the criteria by grant program, PA, and disaster number, and then select Go. You can also select the grant report. You can search by bundle number. In EMMIE, remember, bundle number will not be utilized in Grants Portal. In EMMIE, the P2 Project Application Grants Report, you can search criteria. Use the drop-down to select the bundle number you want to generate the report for. For the specific applicant, select yes or no, and then hit Go. Once that information is generated, then you would generate the report. So this is what the P2 looks like in EMMIE. When you scroll down in the report, you can find additional information and totals. To download the Applicant Profile Report in Grants Manager, navigate to Reports, Applicant Profile Report. In Grants Portal, you navigate to Applicant Event Profile, then you hit Reports and Applicant Profile Report. And this is an example of how it looks. You can convert it to Excel spreadsheet and you can further filter your information there. All right, so moving on to the P4, here's a screenshot of what the P4 project completion and certification report looks like in EMMIE. Again, it's EMMIE external view. The P4 project completion and certification report allows recipients to certify along with the applicants that the work has been completed. This is normally used to support the closeout of the small projects not needing to go through the closeout inspection report process. In Grants Portal, the recipient can pull the P4 Project Completion and Certification Report. The P4 report allows recipients to certify along with applicants that the work has been completed. This is normally used to support those closeout of those small projects, as I said, not needing to go through that closeout inspection report process. So you're going to navigate to the intelligence section. You're going to select Reports. Then you will filter out for your event number and your applicant. Once the filters are set, you're going to run Query to populate the P4 report. Under the project number and PW number, the live information you can see has been redacted from the screenshot to protect PII. The activity completion deadline in Grants Portal is the same as the period of performance deadline. And in this example, the actual date completed is left blank because the actual completion date has not been provided in the project. However, it will populate when an actual completion date has been provided by the applicants in the project. In order to print or sign the report, you're going to click Download Report, which will appear after clicking the Run Query. So Run Query, Download Report. Note under the project number and the PW number, again, this information has been redacted, but this is what the PDF will look like. So you'll want to save, sign, and then upload as appropriate. Here's a screenshot of what the P5, the Public Assistance Grant Summary Report, looks like in external EMMIE. This report provides visibility on all accepted award transactions for a particular event. You can find an equivalent report under the Intelligence section, the OFCO report, the P.5 PA Grant Summary Report. Please note that S1 and P5 are similar in that they provide visibility on awards. The S1 rolls up some of the amounts, and the P5 provides visibility on awards at the most granular level. The S1 will not be existent in Grants Portal. However, the P5 will be the alternative users may employ to aggregate specific fields to meet their needs. Grants Portal also allows an Excel export of this information, while EMMIE did not have Excel export capability. In EMMIE, you can filter search criteria by grant program, disaster number, applicant, and report format, detail, or summary. And then here is the image of the P5 report in EMMIE External. The Office of Chief Financial Officer is the OCFO, again, Office of the Chief Financial Officer. In Grants Portal, you can pull the P5 Grant Summary Report. The P5 will provide that individual version cost and will provide an additional level of granularity for the recipient. Navigate to the Intelligence section. If you don't see, if your screen does not go down this far, sometimes you need to shrink the screen to see it. Then click Reports, and then you will click your OCFO P5 report. So what does it look like EMMIE compared to Grants Portal? In EMMIE, again, it shows the bundle number, and Grants Portal, it shows the equivalent information under the Reports page. Grant Summary Report has obligation, bundle number, IFMIS obligation, and obligation request. In EMMIE, it shows date approved. In Grants Portal, it shows the equivalent information under the obligation request submission date. In EMMIE, it shows the PW number. In Grants Portal, it's broken down into project number and PW number. In EMMIE, again, it shows the category of work. Grants Portal has the category of work at a more granular level. In EMMIE, it shows the fund code. In Grants Portal, it shows the equivalent information under fund code and fiscal year. In EMMIE, it shows cost share with a yes or no. In Grants Portal, it shows the actual cost share percentage. In EMMIE, it shows project amount. In Grants Portal, it shows the equivalent information under the CRC net cost. Same dollar amounts, just a different title here. So project amount, CRC net cost is the same number. In EMMIE, it shows a federal share dollar amount. In Grants Portal, it shows the equivalent information under the federal share. In EMMIE, it shows subgrantee admin dollar. In Grants Portal, it shows the equivalent information under the subgrantee admin. In EMMIE, it shows total approved dollars. In Grants Portal, it shows the equivalent information under the obligated cost. In EMMIE, it shows the applicant ID and the applicant name. Again, in Grants Portal, that is all listed under the one column with the applicant name and the FIPS number. All right, so to set your filters for your P5, you'll go here, you'll select your event, and then you will run query. In Grants Portal, the Grant Summary Report, you'll click the Show Hide columns for additional fields to populate in the report. You can select additional dates by using the Show Hide columns, event, obligation source, and remaining obligation cost.
I am going to do a live demonstration to show the reporting functionality in Grants Portal. I will be covering how to pull the P2 Project Application Grant Summary Report, the D1 Project Worksheet Report, the S.3 Applicant Status Report, the P.4 Project Completion and Certification Report, and the P.5 Grant Summary Report. So we will get started with the P.2 report. This report provides visibility on approved amounts and the activity completion deadline at the project level. This report also provides a summary of facility names, locations, and scope of work. You can recreate an equivalent report in Grants Portal by downloading the Applicant Profile Report from the Applicant Event Details page. And I will show you how to do that. So first, we will get into the Applicant Event Profiles. And you can either use your filters to search, or you can find the applicant event profile that you want and drill in. And now that you are at the applicant event profile page for the report that you want to pull, you can go to Report and you download that applicant profile report. Then you can click Download Applicant Profile Report. Once that has been downloaded, you can click on your downloads. And once it pops up, click Open. You will get the pop-up for the Excel report. You can click on it. Then it will pop up and you can see there's the different tabs at the end to scroll through the information that P2 Project Application Grant Summary Report, the equivalent to that in Grants Portal, is the Applicant Profile Report. So that is how you would pull that P2 report. The next report that we are going to cover is the D.1 Project Worksheet Report. The D1 can be created for an applicant or can be created by the recipient for all subrecipients. The project filters allow you to customize by all projects or by a specific event. For this report, you will want to navigate to your projects page. Then you're going to want to open up your filters. Once you filter by all or by the event only to recreate the information from the D1 Project Worksheet Report, you will need to use your Show Hide columns. Right down here. Open up those Show Hide columns. You will not need the following 5 selections. So I'm going to remove Title, Type, Best Available Cost, Best Available Federal Share Cost, and Number of Damages. And then I'm going to go onto the other side and add some additional columns to recreate that report. I need the percentage cost share. And this is also listed in the presentation slides for you to reference. So I added that percentage cost share. I need the PW number. I'll add that PW number. I want the status. You could use the EMMIE status as of date. For this report, I'm just going to do the initial date, obligated, last date, obligated, applicant, total project cost, actual completion date, work completion percentage. And now that I have all of those added, I will scroll down and click Save. Now that I have all of my columns that I've added here, I'm going to go up and I'm going to save this filtered list. And I'm going to rename this filtered list to my D1 Project Worksheet Report. I have added columns, so I'm going to click Include Columns. So that way, every time I come back, those columns will already be saved. I do not have to go and add them again. Now I click Save. And now, if you wanted to add this as a tile to your dashboard, you could click that star and you could add it to your main dashboard. And now there's a tile that's been added to that dashboard. You can come up to this filtered list. You'll see the defaulted standard filtered list. And now there is the D1 Project Worksheet Report. If you wanted to filter that by specific event, you could filter by the event. Run that query, and then save this filtered list, including the columns, and you could put the event DR1, 2, 3, 4. And now you have it for all events or for a specific event. For recipients, if you would like to make that report, you can go down to, for your subrecipients, you could go down to subrecipients, go down to their projects, open up those filters, go to those showed high columns again, and then again you would remove the title, the type, the best available cost, number of damages, and best available cost share. And then you would go over to the search, percentage cost share, PW number, status, initial date obligated, last date obligated, total project cost, if you want by the applicant type, actual completion date, work completion percentage. Once those are all saved, save, go up to save filtered list, D1, included the columns, and I save filtered list here. Once you have that filtered list, you can also save that and add that tile. So that is the D1 report. Now we will cover the S.3 report, which is the applicant status report. Now, this report provides project level information for obligation dates and status of each project. It does not provide financial amounts. The report also provides a summary of number of projects by category of work and the total amount by category of work by applicant. It can be filtered by one or multiple applicants. This report was not recreated in Grants Portal because the equivalent information can be obtained from the project list page in either Grants Portal or Grants Manager. The S3 tile and filters can be created for just an applicant or can be created by the recipient for all subrecipients. Just like the D1 report, you can review all projects or filter by event. If you have created the D1 tile already and saved that filtered list, the S3 is very easy. So let's start with that. Let's go back to our projects. Now we are back at our projects. I will open up that filter again. I'm just going to do all. Now I have my D1 report here. So I filtered that. So what do we need to change? If you are already at this saved filtered list, go to your show hide columns. And the only thing you need to do is delete the total project cost and go over to the search, add county, save. And now we'll go to our saved filtered list. And this is going to S.3 Applicant Status Report. I added some additional columns and removed some additional columns. So I'm going to click that, include columns, and save. And now I have my D.1 Project Worksheet Report and the S.3 Applicant Status Report. If you wanted to do that for your applicants, you could go down to subrecipients, go to projects, and complete the same process steps using the show hide columns. So I'm already at the D1 subrecipient report. Open up those show hide columns, remove total project cost, and add county. And save. Then save that filtered list. Include my columns and save. The next reports that I will pull are in a different section in Grants Portal. So I'm going to close this up. You'll see down here under Intelligence, there is Reports. This is only available for recipients. Here is our Grant Summary Report, the P5, and then there is the Project Completion and Certification Report, the P4. So let's go ahead and start with that P4. The P4 can filter by event and applicant. Then you can select that run query. The report will populate. You can download the report by selecting the download report button. So if we wanted to filter by event here, if you wanted to filter by applicant, both of those have asterisks, so you have to select those options. If you wanted to select by project size, there's different project sizes, and then by the different project numbers. I'm just going to do by the event and applicant. You'll see there's additional show hide columns here that have our default. All of the information is listed in here. And then you could select download this report. Once the blue project completion report button appears, you can select that. Open up that document after it's been downloaded, and this is the PDF that would produce that P4 report. Now, let's go back to that reports and show you the grant summary report. Here you can filter by the event. You could filter by more than one event if you'd like. Just keep selecting however many events you want. Run that query. Once that query has been done processing, you see the export report button. Select that. That's going to open up the Excel file. And since this is the testing environment, there isn't anything in here, but this is what the report would pull. All this information's got all of the columns. That is a complete demonstration of Grants Portal new reporting functionality. You can reference the presentation slides. We have step-by-step guidance. You can find that in the Support Center under Resources. And then under Training Materials and Tutorials. Now for some closing slides. Here are some resources. Today we discussed the Public Assistance Program and Policy Guide, also known as our PAPA G. Please remember to use the version that was in place at the time the event was declared. There's the Code of Federal Regulations website. If you have any policy-specific questions, you can contact FEMA's Headquarters Policy Branch at the email listed here. Don't forget to check out the Grants Portal Support Center. You can find additional job aids and fact sheets, as well as a copy of this presentation. And if any of our state, local, tribe, or territory partners would like to request additional training, please coordinate with your regional offices. Regional offices can request training from the Learning and Development Branch by sending an email listed here, and please identify your organization that you are associated with in your email. If you're not familiar with the Grants Portal Grants Manager YouTube channel, here are some basic videos that you can check out. It has basic navigation, dashboards, widgets, and tiles. If you can't remember how to make that activity completion deadline tile, you can go and review those videos. We also have our recipient and subrecipient Grants Portal user manuals. We are constantly adding additional videos here, so feel free to check back regularly for updated trainings. And we also are going to be working on our Grants Portal user manuals, so check out the support center for those updates coming up later this year. Assistance can be provided via the Grants Portal customer service hotline. So you can reach out to them at the following information. You can call them, you can send an email. Their national hotline hours are 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday. And then we have our personally identifiable information, PII warning, in accordance with the Privacy Act of 1974, 5 U.S.C. 552A. Please ensure that any sensitive, personally identifiable information, PII, has been removed or redacted prior to uploading any files. This includes social security numbers, birth dates, financial account information, home addresses, or similar information. To report corruption, waste, fraud, abuse, mismanagement, and misconduct, you can reach out to our DHS Office of Inspector General at the phone number listed here, or you can send them a letter at their address. We have our procurement guidance, our PDAT Procurement Disaster Assistance Team. If you have any questions regarding procurement, please feel free to reach out to them. You can also go to FEMA.gov/grants/procurement for more information. Thank you very much for attending. Have a great day.